Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. Yeah, and you have some very special things that you want to go over with us today.
Yes.
And it's a new approach on
Setting goals, right?
yeah,
Okay, good.
that's right.
I
So
left my memory in 2021, folks. So,
and please ignore the beeping in the background. That's my alarm system. I forgot to turn the button off.
oh, I can't hear it.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Better.
yeah.
Excellent.
Or maybe I just left my hearing in 2021 as well. There are a lot of things I'd like to keep in 2021 in case. And that's a wonderful thing about abundance is that you really can just keep emptying your backpack so that you can always leave space to attract what you
That's
want.
right. That's right.
So leave all the things you don't want from 2021 in 2021. They're
And,
gone.
and you remember my little box.
Yes.
Well, here's something I added.
Oh, whatever is contained within this box is. I love it. I love it. So, well, tell us a little bit more about the box. I know you got to introduce it last week, but I think it's a great segue into, let's say, goal setting 2.0.
Cool. Yeah, whatever version you want. Well, the abundance box is also a creation box. And what that means is everything that I put into this box is something I want and not just something I pulled out of the air, but it's something that I feel as a desire.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever is contained within the box is. So, it it's here and
Mm-hmm.
it's working its way towards me.
That's right. It's working its way into, let's say, material form. So whenever you have a thought, you write it on a piece of paper and then you put it into the box?
Yeah, I have a stack of old business cards.
Oh.
And when I'm sitting at my desk, things come to mind through reading. Oh, yes, that needs to be, I want that.
I love that.
So I write it down.
It's very sustainable too.
It's very sustainable. And then in the box it goes.
Love it. Love it.
Can't put a blank one in there though.
I approve. I have a sustainable version as well. So around this time of year, I usually think about doing something a la vision board. But I also am not very, as you can see from my walls, I don't really put things up on my walls. I spend an awful lot of time looking at my computer screen. And so I think what I want to share with you today is a way of creating a virtual vision board. I actually tend to change my desktop background about once a month. Usually I just change a picture. But this year I'm going to do something a little different. And so I thought I would share that with you.
Excellent. Please do. I'm excited.
Okay, let's see if I can get my my entire screen shared with you. So I'm going to start to look like I'm kind of staring into space here. Oh, did I share my screen? La la la. Let me undo that. Please don't mind me. Share. And now we can go like this. Can you see my screen now?
No.
Not yet?
Mm-mm.
It didn't want to take. How about now? How about now?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Da-da-da.
There
Excellent.
it is.
Excelente. Super.
Yes.
So now you can see my screen. So I realized at some point earlier this year that not a lot of people are familiar that Google or Gmail has the Google Drive, and that the Google Drive also has this wonderful thing, and I guess it's because it's hidden here under More, called Google Drawings, where you can actually reproduce drawings a la Canva from scratch for yourself. And with that, you can actually create your vision board. So as part of this exercise here, I started creating a vision board folder for you all. And I thought I would share with you my general framework for creating the vision board. The one I'm creating for 2021, which I will put up probably at the end of today, after today's show, is going to include an inspiring message here. I'm going to have sort of 4 quadrants of images here, and basically take it from there. So to do that, what I did was I basically set up the page by going to Page Setup, and I created a custom setup by clicking on Custom. I think it defaults the standard for 3. And then the size of my computer is this 4096 by 2304 pixels. So that's how I designed this. And you can actually, so I designed this, and then you can actually also make a copy of these kinds of designs, which will just dump it in the same folder that you already have the original file saved in. And because we don't have a lot of time today, I thought I would just get things started. And this is kind of how I started things for you. So my compelling message for 2022 is I am. And then interestingly, I seem to share one of my, let's say, goals or words of the year with you, Rhonda, which is the word abundance. And I've started to go through all of my photos, my digital photos, and collect the ones that make me feel really abundant, collect the ones that remind me of the loving relationships that I already have, as well as the loving relationships that I want to continue to attract in this year. I also looked for images that made me feel joy. And I was really going for finding images that make me feel these words, feel these keywords. So the last word is free. And I remember feeling very free when I could just see this like endless path through the forest. It was a snowy day. I think it was November, sometime in November last year. So this is how I got started. And basically, I don't really spend a lot of time digging through photos and downloading them. I basically I just take a screenshot when I see a photo that I like. The quality does not have to be high because you're not getting these professionally printed. So screenshots are fine. And in order to, let's say, add an image, I just go under Insert, Image, Upload from Computer, and my screenshots, they all sort of dump into the same place, which is the screenshots folder that I have here. And you can see that this was the day where I started collecting some of these photos. So I'm going to take this other photo that I have of me when I was on a cruise a couple years before all of this madness happened. And actually, I remember feeling very free on that day. So you can resize your images. I personally don't spend a heck of a lot of time working on these images or cropping them down, but if you want to, the crop function is right up here. So you could take this Actually, I think this is one of my joy photos too. And hit enter. That photo is now cropped. So you can move it around. So do you need me to show you another example of how I got this inserted into this photo, inserted into my,
Sure.
let me do one more example. I think this, I remember having this dish. There we go. I double clicked it. When we were in Spain, we had a meal in Ibiza. I started digging in, and then I realized that I forgot to take a picture, which is why the fish is cut open like that. But it does make me feel abundant to remember that, that wonderful, wonderful lunch. We had it at the beach, just at beautiful linen tables on the sand. So you can just manipulate your images like that and create some, like a nice little collage pretty quickly. One last cool feature of this format is that you can also change the background. I have it on transparent at the moment, but you can also make it, let's say a dark gray if that's what you would prefer for your desktop background. Or maybe you want some kind of lush color like orange. So you can do whatever you want there. I'm going to just take you to an advanced version. So basically, I kind of copied all of these pictures in here and downloaded them. One of my dreams for 2022 is to go on another cruise. So that's why I have this cruise ship under free. This was one of the views that I shot from a cruise ship a few years ago. It feels really free to me. Yeah, I've got friends and family pictured here. These are people who feel good. Some of them are still with us. Some of them have moved on to other planes of existence. So they're still with me, but they're just not on the earth anymore. So when you've finished your collage and you are ready to make this your desktop background, I'm going to give it a gray background. You go into File, you scroll down to Download, and then you can save it as a PDF. You could save it as a JPEG, which if eventually you even want to include it in a calendar, like maybe you did one of these once a month, and at the end of the year, you're ready to create a calendar for the next year with all of these collages. You could have this one for January and another one for February, etc., and basically include them all into a PDF. And then, so I think for printing, you would want a JPEG. PNG is great for web, and scalable vector graphics can also be used for more advanced printing requirements. So you really do have a ton of options. I'll just save this as a PNG. It'll take just a minute to load. And then it should, there we go. Then it should appear in your Finder, and then you basically just save it to your desktop. And that's something that you can look at. Well, you'll probably look at it every time you log into your computer. And then that's basically what you can do with that. I'm going to do a very zippy one for you, Rhonda. What is your abundance intention for 2022? Do you have something specific in mind?
I am a money magnet. Is one of them.
Making money?
No, I'm a money magnet.
Oh, a money magnet. And once you magnetize that money, what will you use that money for?
I will use that money to help other people.
Oh, okay.
So for philanthropic purposes.
Okay, so let me point you to a place where you can get some awesome graphics. It's called Pexels, spelled PEXELS.com. These are Creative Commons photos that you can access, which means that you are even allowed to use them. Let's say on your blog, on your website, you can post them in public places. They're not like, no photographer is going to come after you and ask you to give them credit. So you can see that's some of the best free stock photos, royalty-free images. They even have some video clips in here. So it's a really great resource. And I'm going to just type in helping. Let's look at helping hand really quick. So I like this one for you. What do you think of this one here?
Oh, I love that.
That's pretty, right?
Yeah.
So you can download it for free. You can download even very large photos for free. I was sharing with you that I am pretty damn lazy when it comes to making these because I like to make them pretty short and quick. So I just take a screenshot of it. And let's go to my vision board for Rhonda. Here we go, desktop for Rhonda. I'm going to insert the image, upload from computer, and let's go. There's my screenshot. That's why I do the screenshot version. And let's just expand the heck out of this. You can do it. Didn't take. There we go. And I am going to arrange, send this to the back. I already prepared my little message for you, Rhonda. And you could do some pretty like neato things with this as well. Like there are ways of coloring the photos as well. I think that's under format options. Yes, recolor. So you could even make it like a grayscale or a sepia. I kind of like the original, to be honest. I wish I could just undo that, which you can undo. And I am going to download it and send it to you, Rhonda.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So hopefully when you see this, you'll be like, oh, this is my intention. I want to help people and I'm going to be a money magnet. And actually the leaves, they're green and very money colored.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
So I'm gonna shoot that over to you. And I'm going to close out my little share screen so that I can get that to you as well. So that's my version of an abundance box because I spend so much time on the computer.
And I love that you suggested putting it on your background screen so you can look at it every day when you boot up your computer.
Exactly.
I love it. It's a perfect compliment to my box.
And actually, now that you mention it, like when you boot up your computer, it's the first thing you see.
Exactly.
It's before you've even kind of like collected all of the stimulus from the world, some of which contradict your true desires.
Yes.
So it's a very positive reinforcement.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Because I'm having some resistance doing the traditional vision board because I have nowhere to put it. It's like I'm trying to reduce clutter. Yes.
Yes.
And of course, everything you see in the background here is just years and years of accumulation of things. But I am trying. I am a clutter magnet, And
Mhm.
I'm trying to change that.
Mm-hmm. I am a clutter magnet too. Luckily, you can't see my desktop. There's lots of paper here, but it's one of the reasons why, like, some things that I feel I can throw away easily include magazines and things like that. And I've stopped printing photos.
Yes.
So, this, like, for me, the digital options seem to make the most sense because I didn't want to say print out a photo for putting it on the vision board. There's also, like you were saying, I have some resistance as well because of the time commitment that something like that requires.
Yes.
So this allows me to not have to worry about all of the, like, how much time do I need to get poster board and find glue,
Right.
if I even have it, and scissors.
Yes. Yes. And glue or whatever you use.
Or
Yes.
tape. I mean, I don't have those things readily available. And the great thing is on the computer, it just sticks there. And then you can delete it when you're done with it, when you've moved on.
Very nice.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for inspiring me to, like, think about ways that I could have an abundance box without having the box.
You're more than welcome. They say the bigger the box, the better. However, that little thing will hold a lot of these little cards. So.
Yes. And that's that. What I love about that box is that it's small, it's gold, it's portable. That it doesn't have some of, like, the resistance elements that you were just mentioning. Like, a large box to me would not make me happy. I wouldn't want a large box in my house just for collecting that stuff. Ingenuity.
Yeah.
You have to do what feels right.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's it on our vision board today.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any? Does anybody that's watching have any questions?
If you do, just leave them in the comments or send us an email.
Yeah,
and
we'll get back to you.
Oh, yes, we will. And we'll probably even be inspired by your comments to have a show. We actually have a very fun show planned for next week, I think.
We do. And what's our topic for next week?
Our topic, I believe, I don't know if I had the wording correctly, but it was something like, put your budget where your mouth is. Is that right?
Something along that line.
Put your budget where your mouth is. And actually, it relates specifically to today's discussion because if you do have an intention, make sure you reflect it, especially if it's something that requires financial support or financial sponsorship, that you put it in your budget.
Yes. And look at your budget, not your bank balance.
Exactly. So you saw my vision board or my desktop background. It included a cruise. I have to add that to my budget. So that's what's going to be happening next week.
Excellent. I can't wait.
I can't either. Because it feels more real when you start budgeting your intentions.
Yes. Well, it looks like that's it today for Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia.
'Tis that time.
We appreciate those of you who watch our show, and we appreciate you.
We really do. Happy New Year. Have a fantastic 2022.
Thank you. You too, Cynthia.
Ciao for now.